Hi everyone, Joe here again, back with another vlog. I hope you're all doing well and you're keeping safe at the moment, because that's kind of what's important. Now, I previously mentioned that I was going to do regular vlogs. I haven't, but this week, weirdly, you're getting more than one video. So, hey, that's exciting. Now, I'm going to give a quick kind of personal update with some things that have been going on. I'm going to throw back to earlier last year where I had to go to hospital a few times, in the middle of the night, ambulance, due to my abdominal pain. Now, I finally had an ultrasound on my abdomen, and we have some results, which, to be honest, aren't super, but at the same time, it's not as bad as it could be. So, one of these things that concerns you every time you have a scan, or people look inside your body in any way when you already have cancer, is that it's more cancer. Good news is, it's not. The bad news is that it's not gastritis after all, like we thought it was. It turns out that I have gallstones, which is awesome. Certainly not ideal as far as things go, but not as bad as it could be. But I do have a solitary 8mm gallstone kicking around in my gallbladder. That explains the pain and why it all sucked so much when it was on the way out, because that's what have been what's happening, which is cool. Also, as part of my ultrasound that I had, I discovered that I have got 3 cysts on my right kidney, 1 on my left kidney, and I also have a 4.5mm kidney stone in my left kidney too, which I'm not looking forward to dealing with when I have to, for obvious reasons. So if you don't know what kidney stones are, they're essentially a build-up of calcium, at least one type is, a build-up of calcium in the kidneys, sticks together, turns into this little jagged crystalline thing, and then eventually has to try and make its way out of its kidney, out of your kidney, and then move its way down towards your bladder. Mrs. Plater has had them before, and I have witnessed the pain to the point where she was in so much pain she threw up and burst a blood vessel in her eye. So that doesn't happen unless you're in a lot of pain. And having had the gallstones, that was horrific. So I can only assume it's going to be something like that, but in a slightly different place. I'm not looking forward to it, if I'm honest. So that's something that's happened, which was not super, but I've now been referred over to the one of the surgeons at the hospital I've been seen at to decide whether or not we need to do something about it. And I think at the moment, due to COVID, there are no elective surgeries taking place, which is classed as an elective because it's not an emergency. So it looks like I might have to deal with it and kind of see what happens, really. Hope that it just stays where it is. Just stays, everything stays where it is with a gallstone. Stays where it is. Kidney stone, of course, there are some things that we can do to help that. I am drinking squash with lemon juice in order to help dissolve it, because it's citrate or citric acid can help break them up and dissolve them to make them more manageable, which I'm hoping will be the case. God, I hope so. I'm not looking forward to it. But in short, it's just some added stress that I didn't necessarily need at all on top of having cancer. But we do know, at least we do know, that there's no cancer in my liver, my stomach, my bowels, my pancreas, all that kind of stuff. That's all clear, which is quite nice to know. And also my kidneys are acceptable. The cysts that I have on them are simple cysts, which means that they're just fluid-filled sacs that won't do anything unless they grow too large, in which case they may have to be drained. But we're not going to think about that. We're going to worry about that only when it happens. That's the important bit. I say that, but life is rarely that simple, is it? And your brain does stupid stuff. So in my head, they're all the size of a watermelon, and I have to have them drained, and that's going to be awful. So I've already played that out in my head, which is always fun. But often the reality is worse than what you play it out to be. So I don't know if that helps or not. Probably doesn't. But yeah, try not to do that. It's top tip. Don't do what I do. Do better. Top tip. But yeah, so as things stand with regards to the thyroid cancer, things remain stable still. I haven't had any other ridiculous side effects pop up. I do have some fun side effects with nivatinib still. Still having the diarrhea pretty regularly, which is always fun. but that is handled a lot better with loperamide since I changed over to the lower dose, so just the 20 micrograms of lenvatinib per day, which is good. That's positive because it means I can keep taking it without losing more weight, because that was obviously a bit of a concern. Now, the kind of plan going forward is ideally that I just carry on with it. I have a scan coming up, should be in a few weeks. They said end of March when we're having it, so then I'll be getting results after that, and then obviously I will let you guys know how things are. Fingers crossed for stable. That's always going to be the hope. I did find out something interesting though about some recent blood work I had done. So my thyroglobulin levels are very high. Now, thyroglobulin is a product, I guess a product or almost a waste product, produced by thyroid cells when they carry out their normal function, or not normal function as the case may be, if you have cancer. Now, anaplastic thyroid cancer doesn't always produce this. That's important to know. Now, when I had bloods done previously, and this is back in 2019, December, and that was when I had been on chemotherapy for about a month and a half at that point, had bloods checked, and my thyroglobulin levels were over 1,000, which is really freaking high. Normal healthy individual, maybe 2, that kind of range. I think it's 2. And if you have no thyroid whatsoever, it's been removed and you're clear of thyroid cancer, 0 is good. You know, that's the kind of situation you should be in. So that was over 1,000, which is quite surprising. Now, my last blood work I had done was in January. Was it January or February? Anyway, end of January, start of February, and that turned out to be 249. So quite a drop, which is positive. That's good. That's what we want. That's what we want to be happening. So it's kind of reassuring that what we have done treatment-wise over the last year has been sensible and it's been the right thing to do. Now, of course, that gives us no indication regarding the anaplastic thyroid cancer, because that can, as I said, not produce thyroglobulin at all. And that's one of the problems with anaplastic thyroid cancer, is that it doesn't take up iodine. And that's one of the reasons why radioactive iodine doesn't work. And it's part of the metabolic process of thyroid cells. They take up iodine and they produce chemicals after it, T3 and T4. I might do a video talking about thyroid function at some point and actually what it does, because it's a complicated thing. And for me to reel off the top of my head isn't super. And I could probably do knowing a bit more about it as well. So I'll probably at some point do that for you guys. But yes, we are at this point where things look kind of reassuring that we're doing the right thing. Unfortunately, stalemate is still the best that I can hope for. There is some reassuring research coming through about other options, things that could happen, but that takes an awful long time to happen. Also, if I wanted to go forth and do a clinical trial, if one came up, the unfortunate problem is that if I were to go on a trial, I would have to come off the lenvatinib. And as far as the NHS is concerned, they don't know if it works if you come back onto it after you've been on something else. So it kind of eliminates the option of going back to it. If I go on a trial and the trial doesn't work, I then can't go backwards, which is totally crazy, because the best way to find out if it works is to actually do it. But that would be down to the pharmaceutical company to arrange, which seems really cart before the horse, but there you go. That's the way it is. So for me, things, I guess I'm going to be sticking with lenvatinib, going from there, and keep on keeping on. And once again, I'll also let everyone know what's happening and where we go from there once we get scan results back. But as usual, I'm going to thank everyone for watching, so make sure that you do the like, subscribe, share stuff. It might be helpful. This might have been helpful for other people. That's the idea behind these vlogs, is that it's supposed to be helpful. Plus a good place for me to vent my feelings. So sometimes you get this raw stuff come out, which some people may think, oh, I shouldn't have said that. Well, it was in my head, so it came out. What do you do, eh? But if you've made it this far, we're, oh my goodness, 9 minutes in and unintentionally. But if you've made it this far, make sure that you do leave me some comments down below. Some random words. Oof. Cat brush. I look around at what's on my desk and I've got a cat brush. So yeah, just leave me a comment saying cat brush. Why not? It's something to do, isn't it? But honestly, once again, thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you all soon. Bye.